Yo, what's up internet? My name is Anthony, and I just want to eat crow, so to speak. I predicted that the Raiders would win against the Redskins in prime time, and that definitely didn't happen. Anyway, let's get to the notes and observations. First and foremost, credit where credit is due. The Redskins thoroughly outplayed the Raiders in every facet of the game. It wasn't even any master scheming or planning. It was straight up, we're better than you, and we're going to prove it. Very impressive game overall by the Redskins, and embarrassing by the Raiders. The Redskins punched the Raiders in the mouth, and it became a knockout punch before the first quarter was even over. Franchise quarterback Derek Carr had a terrible night specifically. It began on the first series where he threw an ill-advised throw that led to an interception. The turnovers caused by Carr were the sole reason the Redskins were up by 2 touchdowns by halftime. Both of Derek Carr's interception gave the Redskins momentum and eventually scores. Very bad day for the Raiders quarterback, but he can't let one game negatively affect the next one. Learn from this game and time to move on to Denver. The Raiders' offensive line is supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. They sure as hell didn't play like it. The Redskins pushed the pocket and dominated in both the run and the pass game. There were no holes for running backs to go through, and more importantly, Derek Carr got sacked a lot. Some of it had to do with Carr holding onto the ball too long, but some of it was definitely on the line. Ryan Kerrigan and the pass rushers took over the game. You're never going to win a game when your line fails. The drops continue to be a problem. Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree had their share of drops. If the ball hits both of your hands, you must come down with it in the NFL. This is becoming a problem, especially for Amari Cooper. He's supposed to be the number one receiver and has come up short when called upon. These are concentration drops. They were a problem his rookie year, but weren't really a problem last year. Hopefully, this loss will be what Cooper needs to return to his Pro Bowl form. As for the defense, the third down defense was horrendous. The Raiders would stop him on first and second down, only to fail miserably on third down. The biggest mistake was on a 3rd and 19, and the play was a simple screen to Chris Thompson. He caught the ball near the line of scrimmage, and the entire defense failed to make a play until he was 70 yards down the field. Unacceptable. The Raiders defense faced a good offense for once and failed miserably. They must get off the field on 3rd and long. It wasn't all bad for the Raiders defense though. They were fantastic on run defense most of the game. I'm not going to blame them at the end of the game since it was over and they were on the field way too long with the offense not being able to get anything done at that point. Samaje Perine was held in check and there was constant penetration in the backfield. Excellent run defense, and at least that part has stayed consistent. David Amerson faced his old team and had himself a night he would like to forget. He was picked on often throughout the game, especially early. He gave up easy completions and a big play. He had perfect positions on a deep ball to Josh Dotson and should have knocked the ball down. Instead, he went for the pick and Dotson took it away from him and ran in for a touchdown. He's been our best and most consistent corner and has been playing bad these last 2 games. Let's hope he responds well with the great game we know he's capable of. The team was certainly opportunistic though. When the Raiders' offense wet the bed, the rest of the team created some turnovers to give their offense a short field. The 2 turnovers were enough to give the Raiders some momentum. The fumbles went in the Raiders' favor and finally brought some life to the Raiders. Sadly, the offense couldn't convert. The defense needs to be opportunistic like last year in making plays. This is a good game, and hopefully it leads to more turnovers in the future. Once again, great game in terms of penalties by the Raiders. I'm just so used to the Raiders having double-digit penalties for over 100 yards, and it's shocking that it doesn't happen. They only had 4 for 35 yards. The only bad one was a false start by Donald Penn with the play clock winding down. We will take these kind of penalties all day long. Lastly, I just want to tell everyone to relax after just one game. The offense as a whole completely fell apart. Days like this will happen. The defense wasn't able to get off the field, but let's hope this isn't a trend. The nice part of this loss is it's out of the conference. This game has no bearing on tiebreakers in the playoff chase in all likelihood. One game does not define a season unless you let it. The Raiders team must bounce back against a tough Broncos team in Mile High. Let's see how this team responds to being punched in the mouth.